Hey DOOLigans, this is Mr. DOOLigan again here. Welcome to another episode of Dishin with DOOLigan, episode 8. I just want to start off with this episode first and foremost. I missed this scene from yesterday's episode with Lonnie and Sean. While they were in the stakeout, Lonnie confessed that she lied about the stakeout. And when she lied, or when she confessed, they heard gunshots in the next hotel room. And what ended up happening was that this woman had just shot her husband and his mistress in cold blood on the bed. So let's see where that storyline goes to. So now let's start today's episode. I'm going to send out a tweet. Hopefully we can get some questions and comments this time around. We'll see how that goes. All right, I've sent it. So let's start with today's episode. So today's episode, a lot was happening. They were just basically wrapping up everything that happened throughout the week. So every single storyline was in today's episode. So we start off with Belle and Philip on bed. Of course, I don't know if you already know, but yesterday Belle asked Philip to marry her. And now they continue. She says that she wants to elope, and she's like all in on this. And Philip is kind of a little hesitant because he's like, why all of a sudden you want to marry me now? Because I've been pursuing you this whole time, and now all of a sudden, since you get in this argument with Sean, now you want to be with me. So he kind of like questions Belle's motives of wanting to marry Philip, because he's saying that she doesn't want to be a single parent anymore, and she wants to settle down, and just because she got in an argument with Sean, now she wants to marry Philip. And basically Philip says no to her, which obviously upsets her. And then we move on to Nicole and Dario. They're at the Brady pub. And Nicole's sitting there, and Dario walks in, and he just starts talking to Nicole about the situation that Nicole's in. And I don't know, maybe I missed this or I forgot this, but I don't remember Nicole ever telling Dario about anything about her plans with Deimos. I mean, he was talking about the whole situation, but he wasn't using any names. He was saying it the mark, and just using little like vague phrases. So I don't know, maybe I missed that part. I don't remember her telling him, but that's a flaw in the writers end. I don't know, something that happened off screen. So they start talking about, where Nicole starts talking about it, but she's not mentioning any names. So maybe she's just told him about the situation, but didn't tell him exactly who was involved. And then so next we skip to Victor and Deimos. As we left them yesterday, Deimos was suffocating Victor and for his oxygen. And then after that, so we go cut to the scene, and he lets go of Victor and basically says, no, I forgive you. And then he starts continuing to degrade Victor about what an SOB he is and all the bad things he does. And basically just tells Victor he just needs to roll over and die. So we know that he's pretty mad at Victor. So then we cut back to Dario and Nicole, and Dario is basically coaching Nicole on how to do this whole scheme or this plan that she's thinking of doing with Deimos. And then basically she fills him in about what's going to happen. I mean, because Dario is kind of like asking her, tell me, who's these people? You can trust me. And finally, Nicole gives in. She finally tells them exactly who is part of this whole plan. And then we move on to, actually, it was kind of cool because Melanie's name was mentioned, because Nicole was talking about Maggie, and then Dario actually said something about, brings up Melanie's name about, Melanie's grandmother, blah, blah, blah. I need to jump into that. So then we move on to Victor, Brady, and Justin. They're at the hospital still, and they're all talking about the plan. That's how they're referring it to. And it seems that they're all talking about it, about the details. And, Brady's upset that Nicole's involved, but Victor's like saying she knows what she's doing. You don't have to worry about her. And Justin's like, well, I'll cover the tracks. And Victor's like, you might lose your job. And Justin's like, not if I don't get caught. So, everybody's putting their lives or their job on the line to try to get the Kiriakis fortune back. And then next we cut to Belle and Philip, and of course, back in bed, Belle's upset. And Philip kind of like, he wants to marry her, but he knows that Belle misses Sean. He knows that Belle and Sean need to be together. He basically says, "I love you. I want you to be happy, and I know Sean makes you happy. So you need to go with Sean." So he's like, telling her that he wants the best for her. So then we cut to back to Victor, Brady, and Justin, and we find out a little bit more about this plan. So what seems to be going on is Victor has two plans going on. One is Nicole seducing Deimos, and there's a second plan between him, Brady, and Justin. What that plan is, I don't know. They haven't discussed any details about what they're exactly going to do. Um, Basically, they said, like, while she's distracting Deimos, they're going to go in for the kill. So I don't know what's going to go on there. And, Brady's still trying to convince Victor, like, what would Maggie say if she found out that you had Nicole involved in all of this? So basically they're just going to keep Nicole in the dark. They're not going to tell her about the second plan. So I don't know how that's going to play out, because if Nicole's putting her life on the line to do all this, I think once she finds out that there was a second plan, she's going to get very, very, very upset, and maybe even just like switch and decide to keep all the money herself. So I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. So next we move to a real quick clip to Deimos. He's in the Kyriakis mansion, and he reads a note from Kate that she's already left the house, and she leaves him kind of like not like a Dear John letter, but she just basically tells him, I'm out of here, hope you're not upset, and, hope things are still cool with us, blah, blah, blah. And then we cut back to Belle and Philip, and Belle actually tells Philip that she loves him, which kind of takes Philip back, because he says that she's never said that to him, because he's always constantly telling, I love you, I love you, I love you. And she's kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, kind of like doing the whole ditto thing, but she's not. She's like pulling a ghost and saying ditto. And so it's just I don't know about this storyline. I don't know what's going through Belle's head right now. Um, she's kind of like turning it around on Philip, saying that, oh, first you want me, and now you don't want me, and now I tell you that I want you, and now you don't want me. You're just playing games with me. And I think it's quite the opposite. I think Belle's the one that's actually playing games with Philip. I mean, I'm not to say Philip's a good guy, but he's the one that's kind of like the puppy dog in this relationship, and she's just like stringing him along. And so once Philip is kind of keeps on telling her that she needs to be with Sean, Belle is basically telling him, no, you're wrong. You're wrong, 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 wrong. Now, I don't know if she's saying that to convince Philip or she's saying that to convince herself, but we will just see what happens. I know I keep saying that, but it's just what we're going to do. I mean, we'll just see how it plays out. This show has been so unpredictable and yet predictable. So next we cut to Chad. He's in the Horton Square playing, single daddy, trying to take care of Thomas. Thomas is crying, and Chad's there trying to like comfort Thomas, and it's a cute little scene. I mean, it's short. I don't know what the point of it was. Maybe so we can have feelings for Chad, that now he's a single dad and he needs help, because he kind of like looks all around like, what do I do? What do I do? And he's like, how he's doing a typical Demira. He's like, how do I bribe you? What do I bribe you with? A bottle, a blanket. It was a cute moment. So then now we go back to the gang, the prom gang. We go back to the Salem PD, and CR's there with Theo, and they basically everybody got bailed out except for Jade, because she didn't tell her parents. So she's still in jail. Basically, Hope is scolding Ciara and, telling her, revenge, this and that, that's not cool, blah, blah, blah. And then we cut to this scene. Well, there were several scenes after this where it's like parental time. Like the next like 5 or 6 scenes is the parents and the kids. So I'm going to run through this really quick. So the first one is Sean and Belle. They're they bail out Claire, and they're trying to shake their finger at Claire, but Claire's being a little spoiled brat that she is, and just whining and moaning and bitching and crying and being the spoiled brat that she is. Where I just want to reach out and slap her through the screen. It's like she's just like talking back to Belle and Sean, and it's like, girl, you just need a good slapping. I mean, I don't know if anybody likes Claire. I mean, I don't see how people can like Claire. I mean, she's just a whiny, spoiled little brat. And then so we cut to Kayla and Joey, and she bails out Joey, and Joey asks Kayla if she told Steve, and she's like, no, because I don't want Steve congratulating you for the chip off the old block. And Joey asks uh, about Jade, and no, Kayla asks about Jade, and then so he's like, no, because parents, she's still in jail because she didn't call her parents, so she's gonna stay there. And Joey basically asks Kayla to bail Jade out, and Kayla's like, are you kidding me? I'm not gonna bail Jade. I'm not her responsibility. And so basically, she then talks to one of the sheriffs, and she pulls the Brady card because she's asking for the number, and Joey steps in. He's like, no, 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 that's private information. You can't release that. And she's like, well, maybe I'll just call my brother, the commissioner, or maybe I'll just, do this, do that, pulling the Brady card. And of course, the officer's like, you know what? I'm just going to give it to you. Just go away. Get away. So she calls Jade's parents to come and bail out Jade. And then we move on to Abe and Theo. And so Abe is, scolding Theo about everything. And basically, he fits in there that he wants Theo to stay away from Ciara. Now, again, why Abe is doing this, I don't know. Is he being just a big jerk? Because I don't see the reason. Like right now, Ciara needs her friends, and she needs a loving circle around her. And Abe is just like trying to pull Theo away from that, especially Theo, who is so cares for her so much, and that's what she needs. But Abe is just being an asshole, and just tells that. So Theo runs out and leaves there. And then we cut back to Kayla and Joey, and they're at the hospital. And Joey calls Kayla, says that was a real jerky move of her. So he just basically called his mom a jerk for calling Jade's parents to bail her out. And she has to go run her rounds, and leaves Joey in her office. And she goes off with Finn running their hospital rounds. And then Joey texts Jade, how are you doing? Blah blah blah. And then we move back to Belle and Claire, and they're at the Brady pub. And Claire's still acting like a spoiled brat that she is, just whining, bitching, and moaning, and you guys don't care about me, and blah blah blah, and wah wah wah, yada yada yada. And she's like, you just. She says something about her, you only, because I suck or whatever. And I kind of like yelled at the team. I'm like, yeah, Claire, you suck. You suck. You suck as a character. They just need to like ship you off to like boarding school or something like that, so we can never hear from you again. And then we cut back to Abe and Theo, and Abe is still scolding Theo about Ciara, and Theo's like, no, 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 I love her, and it's just over and over and over again. I'm just like, why are they cutting back and forth? It's just the same thing they're telling each other. And then we go back to Hope and Ciara again. Like I told you, this whole parent kid thing. So the last one is Hope and Ciara. They're back at their house, and Ciara is just like, upset about what happened, and she's trying to be the good parent and trying to coach her and tell her that she needs to reach out to Marlena, because obviously there's a lot of problems here that she's dealing with, and she needs to talk to somebody about it. So that was the end of that. And we cut to the next scene, and Theo and Ciara meet at that infamous park bench. And Theo tells Ciara that what Abe said to him, like he needs to stop seeing her. And basically, Ciara just agrees with him. She's like, yeah, maybe you should stop seeing me because, I'm a horrible person. I'm terrible. I'm not, and Theo's like, you're perfect. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm like bringing everybody down. I'm getting everybody in trouble because, everybody got arrested, yada, 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 yeah. And then we cut back to Claire, and Claire is just being the same spoiled brat that she is at the pub with her parents. And they try to start, like, putting their foot down, and then she, like, all of a sudden just goes on her phone and just like, oh my God, oh my video went viral. I already got 1,000 views. Oh my god, they said I'm such a rebel now because I just got arrested. Blah blah blah. And I'm just like, it's like no. It's like shut up. I really want to fast forward through this, but nope. I gotta watch every single second of this episode because that's what I gotta do. So yeah, and after she runs out, then I'm just like, good riddance, get out of the scene. And so Belle and Sean start talking, and they kind of like bring up Chloe and Mimi. So that was a cool thing that they got a shout out. They were talking about how Chloe, was the same way, and how she, put some. What did she put? She put something in Mimi's shampoo. I forgot what they mentioned, but that was kind of funny. And so then we cut to Finn and Kayla, and Finn asks Kayla out on a date. Now, I think everybody knows where this is going. There's going to be kind of like a love triangle between Kayla, Finn, and Steve. So Kayla's going to be like, oh, who do I go to? Do I go with Steve or go with Finn? So I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. And obviously, Joey overhears Finn asking Kayla out on a date. And kind of Kayla kind of like says, I'm not ready to go on a date, but Finn's like plays like the bachelor card. He's like, oh, it's so sad to eat by myself, and I just eat out of a tin, and blah blah blah. Yeah, please, whatever, Finn. You're a doctor. You don't eat out of a tin. You can fucking get catering. You can order and take out. You're rich. Don't stop playing this stupid. Oh, I eat out of a tin can card or the bachelor card. It's so stupid. Anyway, so then we cut to Ciara. She's at the Demira mansion, and Chad's there with Thomas. And she's like, she gets there a little early because Chad's like, weren't supposed to be a little bit late, to babysit Thomas. And basically, Ciara fills it in that she's gonna be quitting school and she's gonna be running away because they did mention in the episode she's already 18. So obviously, this is legit that she can do this. So she's telling him, well, I can work full time for you because I'm going to drop school. And obviously, Chad doesn't like what he hears, and because she's going to move out with her mom and find her own place. So Chad kind of like strikes a deal with her and is like, look, instead of working more hours, I'm just going to pay you double. I'm going to pay you more money so you can save your money. You work same hours, but you got to finish high school, which apparently he mentioned that she only has 2 more months. So that's going to happen. And then we cut to our last scene of the day, which is Jade and Joey. They're meeting at the infamous park bench. And Jade is upset and she's distraught because Kayla told her parents. And her parents are upset because they had to pay the bail. And she tells Joey that her parents are kicking her out and sending her to Florida with her uncle, whose wife just left him, to work on the farm. Really? Really, writers? W2E. WTF. What? Really? I don't know. I hope she's lying. Like I said, I hope there's something more to Jade. I hope she's just playing Joey. Like she has like this whole other life. Maybe this is just a sad story so she can get him to run away with her. Because basically the last line of the whole episode is Joey saying, "Let's go to LA. Let's leave now. Let's just go." And that's the end of it. So we'll see what Monday takes us. So that was the end of today's episode. I didn't get any tweets or comments, so sad face. But we'll just keep it up. Maybe somebody will tweet or comment, and I can answer it. So tell me what you think about my show. Tell me what you think about the episodes, my past episodes, days past episodes. Leave the comments on the below. Click the like button, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you like. Like I said, show in progress. Constructive criticism is always appreciated and welcomed. So you guys have a great weekend, and you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're seeing this. And I will see you guys on Monday. All right? Peace, love, and days. Mwah.